Welcome, says Tokiko, but welcome back to AI, the Somnium Files, Nirvana Initiative. We've gone to Naix Corp. What are we possibly going to talk about? Hold it, villain. Hold it, you criminal. I'm arresting you because I looked into the dream of a man and I saw the name of this company on the back of a jacket. Everyone, put your hands up behind your head. I'm the police.
I'm the president of the Japanese Naixatloz branch, Tokiko Chikara.
So yeah, Naixatloz is just, I guess, a known company in this game.
I apologize for visiting so late at night. I'm from the Metropolitan Police Department.
Mr. Ryuki, is it? Mamoru, my secretary, has already informed me.
I like how the bodyguard for Sosajima from the first game is just here. It's just the same guy. He gets around in this line of work.
I hear you've come to ask about Jin Furue's murder.
This is the president's office on the top floor of the building containing the Japanese branch of Naixatloz, commonly known as Naix. Why is there like a waterfall in the president's office? I mean, I guess if you can wing it, why not? If you can have it, then I guess why not have it? When I synced with Chikara earlier, Tama and I saw something in his Somnium. Someone who looked like they were in Naix was making the Bats 490 video. They were using Premiere. That's why we ended up here. We came to the president's office to talk to the top level of Naix. Hold on. What do I vow to protect? It was suggested to me that I should probably roll a new eyeball-y since this one has grown. Current character will leave to another timeline. Reset eyeballies and start from beginning? I guess. See you in another timeline. Here's a baby. Baby eyebally. What is my preferred cacao ratio in chocolate? I don't know. I'll say 60. Same success rate as Date using eye drops? What does Date have to use eye drops for? He's a problem with his one remaining eye? What should I call this? A pond, maybe? Not a river. We'll go with pond for now. It's a pond.
Why would they make something like this indoors?
Who knows?
You gotta show off how much money you have. You gotta be ostentatious. Like Ryuki with his limousine. It's a waterfall. Strange statue. Big window. Lights hanging from the ceiling.
That's the non-Yupal X, the symbol of Naix.
The non-Upple X, you say?
Non-Yupal means consisting of 9. You know how there's single, double, triple? Non-Yupal is the 9th.
So non-Yupal X means 9 X's?
Seems so.
Did you know that Naixatloz is derived from 9x of lozenge?
No, I didn't. What does that mean?
Lozenge referring to a diamond shape. In other words, Naixatloz means the 9 X's of the diamond.
How fascinating. Why would you name your company this? Oh, we're not going to ask that part? Nice, simple. Apparently it's called non-Upple X. Makes me think I should be solving a puzzle from the witness on it. I'm trying. Can't seem to draw a line on it. There's a glass doll over there. A houseplant. An office desk. A chair. It's a fancy chair. It seems to be everything, except this gentleman. Tokiko's secretary, Mamoru. I can wink sync with him. Say something funny. You know, Ryuki's a very funny person, right?
Something funny.
Ah, I'm telling him to say something funny.
There, I said it.
He did say it. You're Tokiko's secretary?
Yeah, but I'm also her bodyguard. I used to be a bodyguard for a certain politician until the end of last year. He was a piece of human garbage.
So he is the same person.
Slugged him in the face and resigned. Then ended up here thanks to an acquaintance introducing me.
About Naix.
I was only hired recently. I don't know much about it, really.
Something funny?
Your badge.
That's something phony.
What is this? A vaudeville routine? That wasn't funny at all.
My badge is real and carries authority, and you should respect it. Okay, for some reason we can wink sync with him. First, let's talk to Tokiko. Wink sync with her. Is just something we can do with people now. About Bats 490.
Considering the fact that you are here, I assume it would be pointless to hide it. Indeed, I had my subordinates create that video. Bats 490 was an ARG, just a game. But there was a high-level encryption hiding a message within. We have been seeking high IQ individuals with the capability to decode it. The purpose was to recruit them into Naix.
So this QR video was made for the same reason?
I am aware of that video. I saw it on the news. However, it's completely unrelated to Naix.
Just a copycat, huh?
I assume someone made it with the intent to imitate Bats 490.
Just a cheap imitation of the original.
What do you think, Tama?
Hard to say on that alone.
How did you end up here?
I had a very hard time finding the place. After all, Naix is a secret organization hidden from the public.
It's a good thing Boss just happened to know someone who knew this location. Otherwise, we would have been out of luck.
Even after I got inside the building, it wasn't easy. The guards, the security gates. If I hadn't met Mamoru at the entrance, I probably wouldn't even have made it to this office.
I know about Abyss, and I know it's trustworthy. That's why I let you through to talk to the president.
About Naix.
Anyway, I was surprised. I had heard of Naix, the secret organization, but I thought it was just an urban legend. I can't believe it actually exists.
Yes, there has been all sorts of gossip about us.
Is there some reason that we're seeing Baphomet here?
Some claim we're a secret society of Satanists, or that we have something to do with a sequence of binary code that came from space. But that's all nonsense.
All completely ridiculous.
Made-up stories that become more and more embellished as they were passed on. Rumors are quite a terrifying thing. Naix is a perfectly legitimate ideological society.
What ideology is that?
Our headquarters are located in New York, with many branches in cities throughout the world. This is one such branch.
What do you do? Naix is an ideological society.
This is a common misconception, but Naix is not a religious organization. We are a group of like-minded individuals who act together based on a certain understanding of the universe.
That sounds like religion.
And that is?
The simulation theory. Have you heard of it?
Please, spend 10 minutes explaining it to me.
That the world is an artificial simulation of reality created by someone or something.
Well, Tama's just going to summarize it. Well, that's no fun.
That's the theory.
You're saying everything in this world we're living in isn't real?
Yes. It's a false world constructed with specific rules by a program. And if it is made by a program, there must by necessity be imperfections, edges, or seams.
You know, Z-fighting. Haven't you ever noticed that out of the corner of your eye?
To find these seams, or to create them, is our objective.
Our quest is to unlock life's no-clip code. We're on the verge.
Why would you do that?
If you tear at the seams of a cloth, it will unravel, and a hole will be created.
Yeah, but then you have a cloth with a hole, and why do you want that?
Thusly, we will tear at the seams of the program until it is unraveled, and its people are emancipated.
Well, I mean, what's on the other side of the hole?
That is our ultimate goal.
Something good, probably.
This old hack has completely lost it.
How will you tear the seams of the world?
The intersection between the warp and weft. That's where the seam can occur.
The weft?
I don't understand.
You will someday. It is a prophecy. It will be fulfilled eventually.
Oh, but we have prophecies. We have prophecies too?
What is that?
Is that a gang sign?
It's a hand sign we use.
It is, okay.
It's meant to resemble the sign behind me.
Can you show me that again? You put your hand sign together like a pretzel. No, that's just a pretzel. You're just saying you like big, soft pretzels. You don't need a hand sign for that. Everyone loves big, soft pretzels. About Chikara.
Do you mean the man from Horodori Institute of Genetics?
The one and only.
So you do know him. I'm actually here because of a tip I got from him.
Chikara is under arrest?
Well, not legally. I mean, kind of nothing I do falls under the law.
No, he was just released earlier.
I have a boss who can blackmail a lot of powerful people, which is how we operate.
We didn't have enough evidence to keep him detained.
And when I say not enough, I mean none, because nothing I do can actually be used in court as evidence.
I see.
About your relationship with Chikara.
Chikara is a former member of Naix,
No, former.
though this was over 20 years ago.
Wasn't good enough for your secret club.
When he left us, he became an avid believer in the Order.
Order of Percent?
Order of Percent.
It's an organization that split off from Naix. You could say they are a sect.
Protestants.
The Order of Percent is a religious sect, whereas we are an ideological society.
Okay, so they decided to embrace the religious aspect of it, as opposed to whatever it is they're doing.
Despite our common roots, we are heading in completely different directions.
See, one of them wants to worship the AI god that programs the simulation, and the other wants to kill it.
Then how did Chikara know that Naix created Bats 490?
I wouldn't know about that. Perhaps he asked an acquaintance from Naix.
What are you doing around 6 a.m. on the 9th?
Judging by the way you asked that, I assume that's Jin's estimated time of death?
Well, yes.
I was in Okinawa from the night of the 8th. I had a seminar to attend on the 9th and 10th.
Isn't that just convenient?
I returned to Tokyo late last night.
I checked the logs for hotels and airports, for smartphone access points, and the security footage for each location. It's true that Tokiko was in Okinawa from the 8th to the 10th.
So she has an alibi.
As long as you presume Jin's body wasn't brought back with her from Okinawa.
By the way, would you mind if I asked you a question?
What is it?
Have you ever heard of Roko's basilisk?
Are you perhaps a Freya?
No, I don't LARP, ma'am.
Freyr?
Frey. I thought I heard that somewhere before.
I am asking the person within you.
Oh, her?
What?
I mean, I can pop her out if you want.
I will ask you one more time. Are you a Freya?
Hmm? No.
I see. Then I must have been mistaken.
What is a Freyr? Frey. Right. I remember now.
It was written on that sign.
Frey to free. Frey can mean fight, but it can also mean to wear out or tear.
But are there only special people with high midichlorian counts that can actually fray the boundaries of reality? Tear holes in the simulation? Only those special few.
Remember what Tokiko said. Their ultimate goal is to break down this world and emancipate its people.
Miss Chikara, are you sure Naix didn't make the QR video?
We did not.
But the word Frey was written on that sign in the QR code.
We of Naix are only involved in Bats 490, which we created half a year ago. We are not the ones who created the QR video. The word Frey being displayed on that sign must be a coincidence.
Complete coincidence.
That can't be just a coincidence.
Oh, but it can. After all, we are living in nothing but a simulation. A false world created by a program. And such programs always have some glitches lurking under the surface. We call such glitches seams. Coincidences like this are a manifestation of such glitches. Proof of imperfection. Proof of the seams.
Well, if God is just programming a simulation, does that mean that his angels are the QA testers?
The appearance of Jin's corpse is also likely to be an example of such phenomenon.
What?
They decided, like, there's a very small chance that someone could die and their body be cut exactly in half and both halves of the body transported through time and space. But the chances of it happening are so small, they decided that this was, that the simulation was shippable. They didn't have to fix it. It wasn't a priority.
Are you familiar with the Philadelphia experiment?
Oh, please tell me all about it. It's the best part of Uchikoshi's games, where someone says, "Do you know about blank?" Yes, tell me about it.
It's a top-secret military experiment that's said to have taken place in the American city of Philadelphia on October 28, 1943. A powerful electromagnetic wave was fired towards the USS Eldridge, a destroyer-class warship. Supposedly, the reason for doing this was to conceal the ship from showing up on radar. But as soon as the experiment began, something strange happened. The Eldridge was enshrouded in a greenish mist, then vanished. Afterward, it appeared at a military port in Norfolk, nearly 200 miles away from the shipyard in Philadelphia. Sometime later, it reappeared in its original position again.
So you're saying it teleported?
Well, it's nothing but an urban legend. Just an occult story with low credibility.
I relayed the story directly to Tokiko.
Yes, exactly. However, the story doesn't end there. When the USS Eldridge returned to Philadelphia, there were several sailors on board, but some of them had melted like a rotten banana, while others ended up with their bodies entirely burned and blackened. Others were said to have merged with the steel hull, their bodies having become a piece of the ship. Does that sound familiar?
You mean Jin? Are you saying his right half teleported here?
It isn't impossible. If a seam was torn, that is.
Impossible.
She just said it wasn't impossible. Oh, we're going to... Okay, I guess we're not going to have the option to quick sync. Guess I should have done that before talking. I guess it wasn't mandatory. Why are we here? You seem happy to be here.
You like this park, don't you, Ryuki?
Come here to relax.
I feel calm when I'm around nature. It's like I can feel the buzz inside me quieting down.
Yes, I feel calm when I'm around nature, so it's kind of a problem that I always have this extremely high-tech artificial intelligence in my eye socket. Never any reprieve from it.
Tama, what do you think about what Tokiko said earlier? Is something like teleportation really possible?
Hey, come on. I told you the Philadelphia experiment is just an urban legend.
How else can you explain what happened with Jin? We can't deny that his right half suddenly appeared out of nowhere.
Jeez. Then why don't we find out for ourselves?
Let's teleport. I'm sure we can figure out how to do it if we just think hard enough.
What do you mean?
We'll tear a hole in the boundary of reality.
You want to go to the studio right now?
No need. Just close your eyes.
My eyes?
Just do it.
threatening us with that riding prop.
Okay.
It's not. I mean, it's not real. It's a holographic riding crop. It's just.
What the? Did we teleport here?
Teleportation is real.
Are you serious?
Absolutely serious.
We're in Studio de Vita, aren't we?
It just seems that way. We're not actually there. Last night, I scanned every nook and cranny of the scene. What you're looking at now is what I replicated using that data.
Wow, Tama, you can make me see hallucinations? I guess I'm not concerned about that.
Wow. It's like I'm actually there. The corpse looks so real.
Want me to put a mosaic over it?
Uncensored is fine.
Now, less digressing and more investigating. Your objective is to solve the mystery behind the sudden appearance of Jin's right half.
All right, let's start looking around.
Virtual reality activation. So are we just standing still in the park, or are we running around in the park? Are we gonna like fall into a fountain if we're not careful? You can walk around the scene and gather info. Tama's special vision mode, such as X-ray mode, can be applied to everything. By changing the special mode, what I can inspect will change. Find hidden info with that. Alright.
Like I mentioned yesterday, Jin's estimated time of death is 6 o'clock on February 9th. Based on the time his corpse appeared, it should be about 40 hours ago. Rigor mortis seems to be fading already. It's not completely gone yet, but the body has somewhat softened at this point. It should take more time to get to this stage if it's been on a rooftop in the winter. That's why I think this corpse was kept indoors, someplace warm.
Big monitor.
Looks like it's there so the performers can check how they look on screen.
Camera. Shown to the entire world. Electric kettle.
Maybe it's for having tea during breaks.
Hold on. Gotta answer a very important question. How do I like my engine to be supplied air? What? Talking about roast pig. Is that what we were talking about? The set is full of dazzling lights.
These aren't good for much other than for show.
Now we're the host. Huge monitor.
Questions for the quiz also show up here too. Huh.
Contestant seats.
Wow, I can switch to X-ray mode too.
That's because I've gathered all data from the scene.
What's this? There's something inside the body.
3 things catch my attention. First, a mixture of potassium chlorate, sulfur, and red phosphorus. This is probably a fire starter. It would ignite very easily. The fuse is coiled up and extends from there.
So the body didn't spontaneously combust. Someone planted a bomb in it.
By the way, the fuse includes an oxidizing agent, so it can continue to burn even inside the body. And finally, at the end of the fuse is a powder mixture of iron oxide and aluminum. This is a substance that causes a thermite reaction. When ignited, it creates heat of over 3,000 degrees Celsius and burns violently.
Inside the corpse is a fuel that goes off with even the slightest impact, a fuse, and a substance that causes a thermite reaction. See the back of the set, bunch of mannequins.
The bottom part of the signboard is stuck pretty deep in there.
There's a bit of a curve at the tip. Kind of like a man's, you know what?
Well, like a harpoon? Like when a man goes hunting for whales?
Couldn't you have compared it to a fishhook or something?
Well, it won't come out easily.
Harpoons don't, no.
Whoever stuck it in probably didn't want it pulled out.
Of course not. A signboard would be useless unless it's standing.
It's useless unless it's standing?
Let's not go there.
No, that's not what I meant.
It would be difficult to read the sign if it wasn't standing. Sign stabbing corpse. It's difficult to remove.
What's this? Getting a better look at it, it looks like something tied to his waist. It's like a spider's thread. No, even thinner.
My analysis concludes that this is a CNT, or carbon nanotube. Graphene sheets with the thickness of a single carbon atom. These were rolled into a cylindrical shape to make these nanotubes. The diameter is about 0.4 nanometers. A single nanometer is 1/1000th of 1 meter, so it's not visible to the naked eye.
What? But I can see it.
That's because this thread is made by bundling multiple CNTs. I've also enhanced your vision so you'd be able to see it. By the way, CNTs are extremely durable. They're elastic and hard to break, and it's said that their theoretical maximum tensile strength is 50 times that of steel. Anyway, where is the other end of the CNT connected?
That way. Over by that red lamp. What's this?
It's the light switch.
The CNT is tied to it.
Okay, it looks like we're pretty much done investigating here. Using the clues we've gathered so far, we should be able to solve the mystery.
You mean the mystery of how Jin's body appeared? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yep.
The truth reenactment allows me to find the truth. I need to answer Tama's questions. Only by correctly answering her questions will the truth be reenacted.
Let's get on that now. First thing, about that power outage when the body appeared. Was it really just a power outage?
I was wondering about that too. The lights came back on way too quickly. Plus, if the power did go out, the stream should have cut out at the same time.
But the stream went on, no problem.
So it wasn't an outage. The lights were switched off.
So how did the lights get turned off?
Well, I think I know what did it.
Just go look at this light switch.
That's the switch that powers the lighting.
Yeah, let's not overthink this. Someone simply walked up and flipped this switch.
But no one was near the switch when the lights went out. Let's try to think of something else.
Could possibly one of the buzzers be connected to it?
The answer button by this contestant's seat is actually...
It's not a light switch.
But it could be connected to it. Obviously, it was the electric kettle the whole time.
An electric kettle?
Maybe if someone turned on this kettle while the studio was using its maximum amperage.
But the breaker didn't trip. There must be some other way.
Maybe the murder victim turned the lights off.
There were bundled CMTs tied to the body. They were routed through the ceiling beams and onto the light switch.
But a dead body can't pull strings.
No, but it can fall. From the ceiling, I mean.
Now that you mention it, I thought I heard something hit the floor right after the lights went out.
The body fell from the ceiling and tugged on the CMT, which caused the light switch to turn off.
So on to the next question. The corpse was hidden up in the ceiling, right? Then how did it fall?
Well, either someone was actively there. It did mention previously that the rigor mortis softened. So possibly it'd been up there for a while, so the culprit wouldn't have to actively be there. Maybe the culprit could have been in the game show, and the alibi that they're not the murderers, that they were on the game show, but they could have been because the rigor mortis was softening.
The culprit used the mechanism of the body softening after rigor mortis.
It's the perfect crime.
The body must have been placed up in the ceiling like a bridge between two beams. It would stay up there while the body is still stiff. But as time passes and rigor mortis lessens, the corpse softens.
And that's what made it fall down. Now for the final question. Why did the body explode and burn?
Well, we saw the things in there.
That can be explained by using the X-ray mode. It's because of the contraption set up inside the body.
I like the description there of situation of corpse internals. What's the situation going on in there?
The ignition agent combusted from the impact of the body hitting the ground.
Got a real thermal ignition situation happening in this corpse.
The fire went up the coiled fuse and onto the substance that triggered a thermite reaction. The substance was eventually ignited, causing a huge explosion.
So that interval between the fall and explosion was because of the time it took for the fire to reach the end of the fuse. I get it. It was hard to find traces of that trick because it was such an analog method.
All right, I think we're starting to figure things out here. So you can turn off this VR space now.
No, not yet. That was just a rehearsal. We still have the main show.
What do you mean?
We're recreating the culprit's actions.
Are you telling me to do that?
You're the only actor here, aren't you?
Actor?
So, I'm Tama, the director and camera operator. Now that I'm in the director's chair, I'm not going to tolerate shoddy acting, so keep that in mind.
Are we recording something?
Of course we are. We're testing a theory here, so we need to create something that can be viewed objectively.
I have no idea what you're going on about.
Shut your stupid mouth, you third-rate bit part actor! Are you too much of a moron to figure this out without the director having to tell you everything?
But...
Just zip it and play the culprit. If we're doing this, we're going for the Macademy Award.
Macademy? Like, the nuts?
Enough! Let's get this started! Ready? Action!
Hi! I'm, the culprit who killed Jin.
Yes, I love it.
Now, prepare to witness an amazing show featuring this corpse.
Yes, lean into it. He's a natural actor.
Not only is your acting amateurish, but I don't even understand what kind of character you're trying to play here.
I am an amateur.
Well, this is just the beginning, so I'll give you a pass for now. Let's start with the positioning of the body. Where and how was it placed?
Well, It was right here. The body was placed so it was hung like a bridge between two beams.
You can place it like this because it was stiff from rigor mortis. So that's how they did the light trick.
Carbon nanotubes, CNT, were tied to the body. The CNT went up the beams and extended downward, onto the light switch.
CNT is too thin to be seen with the naked eye, so no one noticed it.
I've got it all set up. Now I just need to wait for the rigor mortis to subside.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in character?
Yes, use your acting voice.
Boy! I sure hope the corpse gets softer soon!
Yes, there he can get into the mind of the killer.
It needs to be soft and squishy! Like an octopus!
How is he such a natural?
This scene makes no sense. I'm cutting it out.
You made me do it!
And after time passed, rigor mortis began to subside.
The body falls, and the impact sets off the ignition agent inside it. The fire travels up the fuse line.
Soon after, a staff member turns on the lights.
Bam! A body appears, as if it teleported in out of nowhere. Sometime later, the burning fuse inside the body reaches the explosives. And that is the truth behind the corpse's sudden appearance and explosion!
Good work! I got some nice footage of the reenactment.
I still don't understand why the acting was necessary. It all makes sense now.
Should have faded away from the VR to see just a random person sitting in the park staring at you.
That corpse didn't teleport here after all.
Of course it didn't. Though the culprit obviously wanted it to seem that way.
Half of a body just suddenly appearing out of nowhere. Just like the Philadelphia experiment. Someone went through all that trouble to make it look like something strange occurred.
I think they also wanted to draw as much attention as possible to that sign. All so they could spread that QR video.
About the reason the corpse's cross-section was facing downward.
That body fell from the studio ceiling. If it fell sideways when it landed, the culprit's plans would have been ruined.
Yes, like you said, it would have been pointless unless the sign was standing erect. Just like a man's you-know-what.
A harpoon, yes, we've been over that.
Again with that joke? Besides, it is not useless when it's not erect.
Exactly.
What?
There was another purpose to the sign. It's the same reason darts and rockets have tails.
I get it. The cut surface would naturally face the ground because of that sign. It was meant to control the body's posture as it fell.
About the time rigor mortis would subside.
The culprit must have wanted the body to fall during the live stream, right? It would have been pointless otherwise.
Yeah, and wasn't the live stream supposed to be really long, like it was a marathon game show? So I guess you could be just put that up beforehand and you can be pretty sure at some point it's gonna fall down.
But could they really predict when rigor mortis would dissipate so accurately?
The culprit didn't put the corpse up on the ceiling beams while it was completely stiff. It had to have been after the body had started to soften, just slightly. That way, they could estimate that the body would fall in a few hours or so. The stream was scheduled for a whole 6 hours. The culprit was fine as long as the body fell sometime during that period.
Tom is standing there. Or so it seems. But why did the culprit blow up the corpse?
Their goal was to make it seem like a supernatural phenomenon. That's why they couldn't leave the CNT on the scene.
Because it would give away the trick?
Right.
So that's why they caused a thermite reaction and destroyed the CNT. So, to wrap it all up, The culprit's motive was to make this seem like a supernatural phenomenon and to spread the QR video, right?
I don't know if that's all there is to it, but probably.
I wonder why Jin was chosen.
Who knows?
Where could his left side be?
It hasn't been found yet. Anyway, starting our search with the people who might have the intel we need is the #1 rule of investigation, right?
Like who?
Jin's right half was up in the studio ceiling the whole time we were shooting the show. There must be someone who knew about it, or at least noticed it.
You mean... the director? Shinpei Wagai?
Right.
Where is he now?
I've tracked him down using his smartphone GPS. He's in Akihabara right now, at the Maid Cafe Sunfish Pocket.
Wow, I'm kind of surprised that we laid out how the whole scene at the game show took place this early in the game. I kind of figured it would be left a big mystery until much later. But no, we came up with a pretty believable explanation for how the whole thing happened. We still don't know how the body was cut in half at the molecular level. But at least we do seem to be getting some kind of explanation for what happened beyond that. All right, let's go to Sunfish Pocket.
There he is!
Ah, shit!
Hmm?
Damn!
Spring into action! What can motivate Ryuki? I mean, I assume it's not porno. Does Tama have a way to activate his accelerated reflexes mode? And he is dodging bullets.
Firing your gun in here? Are you insane?
Yeah, what was that about?
There are customers and staff in here.
My bad.
My bad doesn't really cover it.
An apology is not gonna cut it.
Several people have called the authorities. The local police should be here soon.
Hey, can't you just let me go?
Not really, no.
What?
I told you, my girl's pregnant, right? I can't go to jail! That's why I accepted his offer in the first place. I needed money to take care of my kid.
Accepted whose offer?
Some guy named Terror. I don't know his real name. Haven't seen his face or heard his voice either.
So, but he pays real good,
All my contact with him was through Nile.
apparently.
What did he ask you to do?
He said,
I want to borrow your studio for an hour or so on the 10th, before you start preparing for the stream. Do not let anyone near the studio during this time. That includes you. All you need to do is keep the entrance unlocked. That's all. I'll pay you 5 million. 5 million. Don't worry about what currency that is. I'll decide which currency. Is it okay if it's in crypto? It's 5 million of whatever it is I have on hand at that time. If everything goes well, I'll pay you on the night of the 11th.
so me and the staff haven't met this Terror guy at all.
But I was willing to kill you over it.
I don't know what happened in the studio either. I had no idea that was gonna happen.
Come to Class 3A at Sekaba High. You'll get your money there.
Class 3A at Sekiba High.
Ryuki!
Yeah, let's go.
Man, dude, you just could have, like, played dumb and not said anything, and I would have no clues at all. I mean, maybe I would have thrown you in the chair. We might have ended up throwing him in the chair. But still, it's not as... Still, he doesn't know about the chair. He doesn't know about that. Why would he just pull his gun out and start shooting? Well, well, well.
The director of Horodori Institute of Genetics. Chikara Horodori.
No way.
Can we sync with the right half of his brain?
It can't be.
Well, probably too late for that. There's nothing to be done. As we enter Ryuki, Chapter 2, at Akumi Shrine. Whoops.
Mr. Date told me about this shrine. This place is so full of nature, just like Yoyagi Park.
We love nature.
It's just calming here.
Very calming place.
I see.
Tama, do you mind giving me some support?
What do you mean?
I've been thinking about Chikara's murder.
We've all been thinking about it.
Are you sure you're okay, Ryuki?
What do you mean?
I feel like all of this has been taking a huge mental toll on you.
What? I'm fine. I'm not on the path to becoming a debilitating alcoholic 6 years in the future. Not at all. Crippled by guilt? What are you talking about?
I'm fine. More importantly, can you recreate the crime scene for me? I just need to close my eyes, right?
Yeah, but... Fine. I'll play along. You are technically my master. I can't disobey your orders.
Thanks. Let's start then. It's perfect. It's just like the real thing.
I learned how to do 3D modeling in a correspondence course.
You can learn anything in a correspondence course. 3D modeling, karate, anything.
Back when I was a student, my grandma told me I should learn a skill set.
What? Oh, hold on. Important business. What do I think of AI? It's amazing. It disagrees. But it grew up a little bit. Okay. Corpse.
Chikara's right side. The cross-section is stuck right onto the blackboard.
What's the estimated time of death?
Based on the time the body was discovered, that would make it about 4 hours ago.
So, around 8 p.m. on February 11th. Right around the time we were meeting with Tokiko.
What if we X-ray?
I'm sorry, Ryuki. This might freak you out, but there's something I have to tell you.
Are you about to lay it on me that human bodies have skeletons in them? Because I'm afraid of skeletons, Tama. I hope that's not what you have to tell me.
Will you hear me out?
Yes.
What?
The thing is, this corpse is so cowardly that it has no guts!
Very good. Yes.
What?
I know. That was so bad. The joke was over before I even said it. But I just had to do it.
Sometimes you have to get it out.
I mean, look, the corpse is completely missing its guts.
Totally gone.
I couldn't let this chance pass me by.
The reason the corpse is on the blackboard...
There aren't any other clues here?
Doesn't have internal organs. Open space inside the body is a lower pressure to the outside. Oh, suction cupped to the blackboard is not what I would have expected.
Well, satisfied?
About the Nile message Terror sent Chinpei.
I think he was lying about the money. Terror probably wanted someone to find Chikara's body.
You mean he wanted Chinpei to find it?
Not necessarily. It might have been for the police. Terror might have predicted that someone from the police would contact Chinpei.
What about the security cameras as Sekiba High?
I checked the footage, but I didn't see anyone suspicious. Of course, that place is huge, so there are plenty of areas the security cameras don't cover.
Any cameras on campus?
None. Do you remember what Gen said? The security at Sekiba High is completely lacking.
Maybe it was someone who knew exactly where to go to avoid being seen on camera. Who might know how to do that? Who might be so familiar with the high school? Is Terror the culprit?
That's my assumption. I can't think of any other suspects.
Just who is this Terror?
I wouldn't be having so much trouble if I knew that.
It can't be Tokiko, can it?
I mean, we met her once. It could be her.
Tokiko was with me at Chikara's time of death. And she was in Okinawa during the incident with Jin.
Unless she teleported. Maybe she could have teleported.
Yeah, at the very least, it seems unlikely that she did it personally.
But something has been bothering me. I feel like Tokiko is involved somehow. Chikara was a member of Naix, and he knew about Bats 490. That's not all. The appearance of Jin's corpse was made to seem like a paranormal phenomenon, as if the same thing from the Philadelphia experiment had happened.
After all, we are living in nothing but a simulation.
Pretzel life!
A false world created by a program.
Could she have done all this to give her claim credibility?
I don't know, but it's possible. In any case, let's go see Tokiko. I have to talk to her.
Understood. We've come this far. I'll back you up until you're satisfied.
Well, I guess now we have a better idea as to why Terror might be called Terror. Because they're trying to tear open the cloth that separates us, keeps us in the simulation.
I've been expecting you. I thought you would be arriving soon.
I love you. That's a great line to use no matter what the meeting is. Even if you're completely surprised. I've been expecting you. I thought you might be here soon. Because it puts the other person at a disadvantage immediately, even if you're completely lying.
What do you mean?
I mean, I knew you would come see me.
Also, it's also works if it's a completely mundane context. Like you order a pizza, and then the delivery man comes with the pizza, and then you say, I thought I might see you soon. I knew you would come to see me. Sir, yeah. Pretzel, yeah. About this room.
As you know, this is the president's office at the Naix Japan branch.
The world is full of rubbish. Such things should all be washed away.
She's one of those people.
That was my thinking when I designed this room.
This world is full of imperfections.
You designed it.
Yes. The flow of water cleanses one's heart, just like the flow of time.
Tokiko's bodyguard. Is there anything suspicious about Tokiko?
Not really. She's a kind woman.
Yeah?
But I obviously wouldn't tell you even if I did know something.
What about that whole thing she just said about having water wash over the whole world?
As her secretary, it's part of my job to protect her secrets.
Mamoru is an excellent employee who faithfully fulfills his duties. I have complete trust in him.
I'm honored to hear that. I respect you from the bottom of my heart as well.
Gag.
Why the sunglasses?
These aren't sunglasses. It's a fairy's black bra.
Yeah?
What a degenerate.
Is that what sunglasses actually are? I have never heard that theory. Jin's right half didn't teleport.
I've solved the mystery, Miss Shigure. Jin's right half didn't teleport. It was just made to seem that way. It should have been obvious when you think about it. Teleportation? It's impossible. We live in a simulation? This is a fake world created by a program? Impossible. Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense. Just a ludicrous myth like UFOs, ghosts, and Kappa.
Well, I mean, you probably should be careful of Kappa, just in case. If you don't believe in them, you might find someday that they're forearm deep up your ass, grabbing your soul gem. It's just more prudent to believe that maybe that could happen.
I'm sure there are people who'd like to believe in these things. And there are groups who profit by making people believe.
Mr. Ryuki, it appears as though there's been some misunderstanding. We of Naix have nothing to do with this.
Are you sure about that? All the pieces would fit together if Naix is the one that made the QR video. The falsified paranormal phenomenon, what was written on the signboard, it all advances your agenda. Could it be that you wanted to spread the QR video by showing that sign along with the corpse on stream?
As I've told you, we are not the ones who made the QR video. What is the purpose of the QR video in the first place? Are you saying there is some message urging people to join Naix in it?
Well, no, we haven't actually gotten any sort of code or message from that video as of yet. Do you know someone named Shinpei Wagai?
No, I don't.
Then do you know about Terror?
I've heard that name on the news, yes. This is about the culprit, is it not?
Yes, but...
I have absolutely no idea who it could be. I'm sorry I can't help you, but...
About Chikara's murder.
I know of the incident, of course. However...
Yes, I know you have an alibi. We were here, having a conversation during the time of Chikara Horadori's death, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're completely innocent. You are the president of Naix. Surely you have plenty of subordinates who can do your bidding.
Are you implying I ordered someone to kill him?
It's a possibility.
And what would be my motive?
Well...
Remember what Tokiko said. Chikara Horadori is an avid believer in the Order of Percent. Their order and Naix are heading in completely different directions.
Perhaps Naix and the Order of Percent are hostile.
I see. You're suggesting there was a conflict between organizations. It is true that Naix and the Order of Percent have differing beliefs. However, we are not at odds with one another. Both organizations believe in the simulation theory. In that respect, we are comrades.
Well, how are they different? Let's get into that kind of detail. What's really the difference there? There we go. What do Naix and the Order of Percent believe in?
We are living in a simulation, a false world. And from this false world, we seek emancipation. That is what Naix believes. On the other hand, the Order of Percent, we are living in a simulation, a false world. But they wish to remain imprisoned within it. Forever.
The simulation is pretty sweet. Why would you want to live in boring, old, mundane reality when you can live in the simulation? I mean, think about it. If what we're in now is the fantastical simulation, imagine how bad it must be outside of this.
Forever.
Mr. Ryuki, have you ever played an open-world game where you play as a criminal?
Tokiko, I resent the implication that I would commit a crime in a video game? Good day, ma'am. Good day.
A game that lets you rob, murder, blow things up, leave a trail of debris wherever you go. An absurd, heinous game where you can freely commit all sorts of horrible crimes.
I'll have you know, I would never touch such a video game.
I've never played anything like that, but I know what you mean.
Ma'am, I restrict myself to games that are rated E for everyone. The nerve of suggesting this.
Then you can understand. If this is a false world created by someone, then the Order of Percent believe they can do whatever they wish. To them, this place is a true utopia. A dream world where they're allowed to do anything they want with no real consequences.
That's why they want to live here forever?
Exactly.
I get it. That's why Chikara was researching immortality.
In theory, using Purge, even immortality is achievable. The ultimate dream that humanity has been yearning for thousands of years. It will soon become a reality.
You will be able to access the holy INI file. Find the setting for aging and change it from 1 to 0.
What do you think? Isn't that wonderful?
About Chikara's research on immortality.
I am aware that Chikara was very particular about immortality. However, I will say one thing. One must not believe in eternal youth. Eternal youth is a lie. By the way, Mr. Ryuki, do you remember what you said earlier?
I say a lot of things.
Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense. That is clearly false. The simulation theory is not occult. It falls within the realm of science. In fact, many esteemed scientists have given serious thought to the matter. The theory was originally proposed by a Swedish philosopher. However, the concept has been around since long ago, even as far back as the days of Plato and Zhuangzi. This world may be an illusion. At least, there is no way to prove it isn't an illusion. There are great people throughout history who have held such ideas.
But there's no way to prove it is an illusion either, is there?
No, there is plenty of science to support it. The holographic principle, theory of relativity, the measurement problem in quantum theory can also be considered proof.
Great, we can ask about all of them. The holographic principle?
Even light cannot escape a black hole. I'm sure you've heard this before. Information is the same. It cannot escape a black hole. It's known that the amount of information trapped in this way is not derived from the volume of the black hole, but the surface area. Considering this, you can conclude that information in a three-dimensional space is stored in the boundary of its two-dimensional surface. In other words, all information stored in this universe is encoded in a single flat plane, just like a hologram. Regarding gravity and other physical processes, they can be completely accounted for through the laws of physics defined by the boundary surface. Let's take a character from an action game, for example. When that character falls, you may think he was pulled to the ground by gravity.
Is that legally distinct enough? I guess. I suppose it is.
However, gravity does not actually exist in the game world. Only code that was written in the program. The character's body is merely made to show as if it fell based on its code.
You think this world is the same?
The holographic principle is not a theory. It is a principle. It has already been mathematically proven.
The Swedish philosopher's claim?
I'd like to ask you one thing. Beings that are far more intelligent and advanced than we humans. Do you believe a civilization of such beings exists anywhere in this world? And by this world, I mean all possible worlds in the entire universe, including those outside of our own.
Well, somewhere out there, probably.
I agree. Taking that into consideration, we're left with three possibilities. 1. Civilization hasn't reached a level of technology advanced enough to create a simulation that can't be distinguished from reality. 2. Civilization has reached a level of technology advanced enough to accomplish this. but it hasn't for some reason. 3. Civilization has reached that level of technology and has no strong reason not to use it. Therefore, they've proceeded with creating an intricate simulation. Which of these do you think is most likely?
Are you saying it's 3?
That is what a famous Swedish philosopher believed, at least. He further explains, that civilization must have run simulations millions or even trillions of times. In which case, it would make sense to believe our world would be included in one of those simulations.
You're saying it's far more likely that we're one of the countless simulated worlds, rather than a world that exists in the one and only reality. Do I have that right?
Yes.
The processing... Oh, what does Tama have to say up there? Additionally, the simulation in the real world may be a simulation itself. Kind of like a Matryoshka doll. Just so you know, I'm not saying I believe the simulation theory. The simulation theory isn't too credible because of this Matryoshka aspect. Thank you, Tama. Now, let's ask about the processing speed problem.
Say this world really is a simulation. Then that would mean a computer or something that's running the simulation exists somewhere, right? But it doesn't seem realistic that everything that happens in the universe could be derived by calculation.
Yes, you are right. However, there is no need to calculate every phenomenon. Only what observers see and experience. Take the measurement problem in quantum theory. It explains the inexplicable phenomenon observed in the double-slit experiment. Quantum matter appears as particles when observed, and as waves when not observed. For the latter, its position cannot be specified because it exists as a stochastic wave. Therefore, it must be calculated and processed as the entire wave, and is impossible to reduce. The faster an object moves, or as the effects of gravity increase along with the increase in mass, time progresses slower, as I'm sure you know.
And that's related to processing speed?
Yes. When the load during calculation is increased, a phenomenon akin to a processing failure occurs. That is why nothing can exceed the speed of light. The calculation wouldn't be able to catch up if acceleration is infinite.
Oh, yes, Tama? Wants to explain the double-slit experiment. Is there going to be any innuendo involved in your explanation? We shoot a ray of light toward a board with 2 slits, with a screen behind it. This causes the rays to be distorted, to look like stripes. This is because the light has the property of a wave. Then what would happen if we shot light molecules one at a time? The light molecules will show up as a dot on the screen. By continuously doing this, the stripes... hold on. Sorry, hold on. It's very important. Was an effective way of training the bench press? It's for training the chesty. Punch power will increase. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to take that. I had to take that. It was very important information. Light molecules are being shot one by one, so the board shouldn't have an effect. Next part of the experiment was done to a detection device, see which slit the molecule went through. This causes stripes to disappear. Only 2 lines appear on the screen. Is that interesting when it's not being observed appear at waves, but as soon as I observe it appear, the line is the gives the objective on the detector. That's a nice watch you're wearing.
I see. Then let us leave it at that.
You don't want to...
In any case, there is no denying that the simulation theory is true.
You don't want to explain Ice 9 to me or anything and tie that into it as well?
But unlike Chikara, I have no interest in the concept of immortality, because my objective is to tear at the seams of this world and emancipate us all.
She wants to be a terror.
So you mean dying?
No. Death and emancipation are completely different. I have no desire to commit suicide, though I would be fine with dying at any time.
Because this world isn't real.
There is that, yes. However, there is another reason. If I wish to do so, I can resurrect myself. We are living in a false world created by a program. Therefore, if we can rewrite its code, we can create miracles.
I remember a song about creating miracles.
Like reincarnation, or even
Oh, there's some good eyes there.
bringing someone who has already passed back to life.
Has this woman lost it?
Pretzel life.
Ryuki, you were right. There's clearly a lot of reasons to be suspicious of Tokiko.
Yeah. Let's check with Wingsync.
All right. Him first? Go with him. Wink sync.
I saw everything.
I do like the idea that he's just standing there like that, and the two of them are just wondering, "Are you okay? What is that? What is it you're doing there?"
If you don't do as I say, I'm sure you know where this is going.
What is this?
Looks like Tokiko is blackmailing someone.
Hey, just like the boss.
What is it she saw?
I don't know. This is as far as we can get through Wingsync.
Then...
Yes, let's get a deeper look into her mind.
Put her in the chair.
Using a regular sync.
Get her in there. Time for drugs. Abyss HQ. We arrest her, then give her the drugs and shove her in the chair. This will have no repercussions.
Ryuki, just to confirm, you did get permission, right?
Yes, she accompanied me voluntarily and...
No, I meant from boss.
I haven't seen Boss. She wasn't in the control room.
It's fine. I'll be sure to talk to her later.
Yeah, retroactive permission.
I don't think this is a good idea. Besides, you don't look so good, Ryuki.
I'm fine. So please, I need more leads to solve this case.
But you... Oh, fine. I'll help you for now, but I won't be held responsible. Deal? Look, Ryuki, please just don't cause any problems.
When do we ever cause problems?
You can only stay in Somnium for 6 minutes. I absolutely need you to follow this rule.
Of course.
Yes, understood.
Why wouldn't we?
Okay then, let's begin.
You know, we never actually asked Tokiko what she believes is on the other side of the veil. Like, if she's trying to get out of the simulation, what does she think is on the outside of the simulation? Because you think that would be important. What is it you're trying to reach?
I wonder if this is the Naix president's room. It's really white, though.
Yeah, it looks like it's the same structure, kind of.
Let's make an acronym poem with the letters for Naix.
Pardon?
Where the hell is this coming from?
N.
Okay. N. Not that I know why.
A.
A. Anger. I. Incoming?
X.
Shingu River Ray.
Not that I know why. Angry incoming Shingu River Ray. The Shingu River Ray. Such a kind animal.
Angered by humans polluting waterways, I guess.
3 locks. Stare into Tokiko's abyss. Because, of course, we do choose Abyss Mother, now don't we? It seems like Tokiko was threatening someone. By peeking into her mind's abyss, you might discover something. Generally, it's rude to peek into someone's abyss.
Quiet place. So empty and blank.
Maybe that's Tokiko's mental state. Pretty eccentric. Hopefully we can find something here.
Looks like we can only interact with that ripped up book.
Right. Let's investigate.
A book of Naix's teachings. Why is it ripped in half?
Does it say anything?
Yeah, just one phrase. The intersection between the warp and weft. The rest is ripped off.
I remember Tokiko saying something like that.
Something else that's been ripped in half.
The intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the seam can occur. Right?
I wonder what she meant by that.
Who knows? Why don't you join Naix to find out? Anyway, that's about all that we can get from this book.
They seem like a fun group. Maybe we should. All of them into and they are in two.
When did this get here? This wasn't here earlier.
What does it say?
That's where the seam can occur. Combining it with the book from earlier, the intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the seam can occur.
That's exactly what Tokiko said. If it's coming out in her Somnium, it must hold some significance.
Blue Man has arrived.
That's just what we saw in the wink sink.
But who was she blackmailing? Oh no, don't tell me that he might be next. The large man with the weird mask. We hardly knew him. Like, we only saw him in like one scene, I think. Decipher the book and find out. All of it into her writing. And the arm too.
I can't really make out what happened, though. I did see Gen, I think.
It was just really chaotic.
Maybe the key to solving this Somnium has to do with what we found in the Naix book.
The intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the seam can occur. That will help us? I don't know about that. I don't see how that will help us right now.
I don't think it's completely unrelated, but...
The next suspicious thing is...
Do you see anything?
Blood. Hope it's not Chris's blood.
Not really.
I'll be examining this.
Seems a lot deeper. It was pretty shallow earlier.
Let's dive in.
Yes, do it.
Dive. Here?
Dive in.
Yeah. Where else would I be talking about?
Cannonball into that.
But it's really deep. And red. What if there's an angry Shingu River Ray in there?
Enough with the complaining. You don't even need to breathe. It'll be fine. Go for it.
Fine. Why do you always gain this weird confidence during sinks?
I can swim around underwater. Underwater movement will also progress time. Blub blub. So we can descend.
That was surprising. All of a sudden, we're out of the water.
We fell from up there.
But we ended up in the same room. Oh look, the book again.
Let's check it out.
This one's not ripped. Just another single phrase. Where the black light gathers, sadness is born.
Where the black light gathers. Whoa, skulls? Why is Tokiko thinking about this?
She's just thinking they're badass.
Wait, I sense something.
She likes them for the aesthetic.
What is this thing? Huh. They're not doing anything. With this and the skulls, this is getting really creepy all of a sudden.
Maybe that's the black. Let's just search the room for now.
Yeah. If we can't find anything, we'll reread the book and think through our options again.
Alright, little bit of progress. Only little. All of them into her writing, and they are on to those teachings. Alright, looks like we can look at all the skulls.
It's a skull. It's normal sized.
It's an adult skull. What is it doing here?
Strongly tied into those teachings.
A small skull. There's nothing suspicious about it.
All of her ideas are poured.
A skull. It looks ordinary.
Just an ordinary skull.
Is Tokiko into skulls?
She
Knowing
loves them.
her, I wouldn't be surprised if her house was filled with them.
Just simulation skulls. The rules of the dream. Talk to this guy? Doesn't look like it. Well, we filled out that clue. It talks about the writing. Should we look at the book again?
Where the black light gathers, sadness is born. Maybe the black is referring to the shadow man from earlier?
You might be onto something there. That's the only thing I can think of that's relevant to black. Where the light gathers, then, must mean where the shadow man interacts with something?
Maybe, but the shadow man isn't lit up or anything.
Are they intersecting with anything? Oh, maybe where they're looking.
I see. Let's figure out what the shadow man was looking at.
Oh, I didn't know Michael Lewa would be making a cameo.
Ryuki, you have 5 minutes remaining.
Doing fine. This one is looking this direction. That one's looking at... No, this one right here.
This one is bigger and misshapen.
Again?
Oh, is that why he's wearing his mask? He's got a big misshapen skull.
He looks like he's in pain. Why?
Huh?
Disappeared. I wonder what the relationship between Tokiko and Gen is.
What was that?
Ryuki, you okay?
Oh, yeah.
Looks like the book was the hint. Where the black light gathers, sadness is born.
Under that mask, he's a very big, sad man.
After the sync, we need to ask Tokiko about Gen.
A little further. Tokiko has on, and I within.
Did you see that? It became Shoma for a split second. Maybe Tokiko is related to him as well.
Why Shoma?
Tama, make chase! Throw yourself in the water!
You make it sound like I'm committing suicide. Okay, here we go.
It's the same room again. But this time, the room itself is underwater too.
If this is the same as earlier, there has to be something related to Shoma.
It says, where the water and ideas flow, love is born.
More metaphors, huh? It must be some kind of hint, like last time.
Can love bloom in a swimming pool?
It's a hand. And this.
The non-upal X symbol.
I remember Tokiko mentioning it.
I'm curious about the water and ideas flow part.
Anyway, let's check inside.
Yeah, if we get stuck, we can read the hint again and figure it out.
A little further.
How should I check? High five?
Absolutely high five the hands.
When in Rome. How about making the same hand sign?
Huh? The light is gone. Maybe we did something wrong?
Anyway, let's check the others.
Completely within. Oh. Being moved around by current, I think.
Nothing is happening.
Maybe this isn't anything.
It seems Tokiko's.
4 minutes remaining.
Somehow there's a powerful current in this room. Oh, one moment. Important business. How hard do I like my ramen? I mean, just normal. Just normal. Just, regular softness is okay.
I don't think this is right.
Maybe you're doing it wrong.
Right. I remember Tokiko doing it with an O face and her legs wide open.
I don't remember that part of the conversation.
Oh, she didn't.
Digging deeper, it seems Tokiko...
No reaction.
Maybe we're doing it to the wrong thing.
Tama, hit the others with it!
I'm sorry, what did you say, N-Great?
Sorry. Could you please try it on the others, please?
Digging deeper, it seemed Tokiko's thoughts are more clear.
Nope. Nothing is happening.
Maybe we do the hand signs.
Maybe. Do you trust my intuition?
Okay. Where the water and ideas flow, love is born. What does where the water and ideas flow mean?
This room is submerged, so maybe the water has a current to it. Kinda like those lazy rivers at water parks.
I've never been to one.
Oh, right. Sorry. Anyway, I figure the water must be going somewhere.
So if we go with the flow, love will be born?
Well, it's the only hint we have. Let's figure out where the water goes.
It lit up.
This world is alive. Do you understand?
Was that Tokiko's voice?
It sounded like she was talking to someone.
A little further. Tokiko has and resides completely within.
It's silent. You will follow my orders.
Tokiko's voice again.
I wonder who she's talking to. She can't be talking to herself.
A little further.
You have 3 minutes left. Get it together, Ryuki.
We have been getting it together. I think there has been a fair amount of together getting this. It's going to take us back to that one over there. We already looked at that one. Is there a third current? You can see one sideways there. What is that?
Let's transcend this world together.
Wait, she must be talking to... ...
Ryuki, look! Outside the window.
Shoma?
What's going on?
So get in Shoma. Decipher the book and find out the truth.
So she does have a relationship with Shoma.
Maybe what we heard earlier was for Shoma too.
Love is born.
Let's think about it later. Look at that. It looks painful.
I have a bad feeling about this. Follow it.
Tokiko has lost Blank, and Blank resides completely within Blank.
It's the same room again, but vertical?
This is really messing with my sense of balance. How far does this room even go?
Another book. Hopefully, this is the last.
It says, when the eyes are met, death is born.
Death? Tokiko is getting more and more suspicious.
Maybe our focus should be on Naix. The book and an eyeball.
Do you think that's what is meant by eyes are met?
Maybe it's talking about me.
You are an eyeball. Tama, why don't you lock eyes with it?
Are you trying to kill me? It said death is born.
Then, when the eyes are met is...
Ryuki, less than 2 minutes left. Be careful.
Yeah, we do not have much time left, and it's like a bunch of things to look at down there. Well, we could look at the eye up here. Anything else up here? No, there's that up there, and over there, and then a bunch of stuff down there. Well, I suppose, since we're up here anyway...
The Red Book. This book is closed.
Flip?
Reverse. A regular book cover.
I thought turning it around wouldn't do anything. And I was right. It was pointless.
Then don't make me do it.
Tokiko has lost blank, and her mind resides completely within blank.
A closed book.
Well, let's try opening it.
Open. There are 2 eyes. Ryuki, if you're stuck, why don't you read the first book again?
All sense of emotion. I haven't tried looking at one of the eyeballs.
A big eyeball. What is going on inside her head that would make this appear?
Like I said, that old woman is crazy. So what's it gonna be?
Obviously, we poke the eyes. Are you not gonna poke the eyes?
Damn it!
All right, bring on the next one.
Of course you're gonna poke the eyes. I didn't do anything. But we tried. We had to try it.
Eyeball.
Fine, we will flip it.
Spin.
That's not right.
When the eyes are met, death is born. So what do we need to meet?
Alright, so let's see. We want them to be turned around, so they're up there. Up. Get. Nope.
You have less than a minute
An
left.
eyeball.
Hurry!
Well, we will flip.
And spin.
I set the eyes to face each other.
Mm-hmm.
An eyeball.
So that one's back in its original position.
An eyeball.
Is this what eyes meeting means?
Still a lot to go on that path, though. That book is open. It has eyes. Would it be looking at anything up there? Be looking at the book that's way up there, I suppose.
30 seconds left.
Yep. Okay, so that book is looking that way. That book is closed.
A closed book. I'm gonna open it. There are eye symbols on the left and right pages.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
It might be related to when the eyes are met, death is born.
Resides completely within Nirvana. Does it close again when you're done with it? Like if it begins closed, do you just close it? As opposed to leaving it open?
It's a red book of Naix's teachings.
It has an eye symbol.
It's filled with eyes.
Well, we haven't actually tried closing it. We get a negative timey, but we're out of time anyway.
Got it.
Ah.
This should do it.
I know about those negative timies.
Ryuki, you're out of time!
I am, yes. And there's a book down there, and a book way up there. So yeah, there's not enough time.
It's almost time, Ryuki.
It is.
Already? We haven't even gotten close to the truth.
We were kind of close. We were getting there. Alright, well, let's try it again. We started that with not much time, but if we know what to do,
Maybe. Look at that.
let's see if we could actually do it just in time.
It looks.
Okay, so we do have to read the first book to get everything else to appear.
The book.
Tama.
Ryuki, less than 2 minutes left. Be careful.
A big eyeball.
Like I said, so what's it?
And spin.
I set the eyes to face each other.
So the red book up there, that starts off as closed.
It's a red book of.
It has an...
It's. Got it.
This should do it.
an eyeball.
Is this what eyes meeting means?
A red book. Got it. So, did we make the eyes meet?
Still plenty to go on that path, though.
A new book.
When the eyes are met, death is born. Death. Tama, let's check that out too.
You have less than a minute left. Hurry!
It's a new book of Naix's teachings. This time, it's closed. Okay. Nothing is happening. It looks like a normal book.
Alright, well, we got a timey from that, but...
It's another red book.
I guess we need to open it.
Huh? A mirror. What was that?
So many people. What is Tokiko thinking?
So you want me to dive in again?
Tama, go!
One moment, though. What should I do to relax hot yoga? Okay, now. Tama, go.
I was gonna fall forever.
You got some balls, Tama.
Thanks. But there's nothing here.
Doesn't look like we can learn anything here.
That's...
Let me just, check. Yeah, only one thing on the map.
At the end of an incomplete world, truth is born.
X.
Manipul X. There's something there.
Let's go.
It's almost there. Don't know if I have...
You're out of time!
I don't know if I have enough... No, I don't have enough time to get to that final book. I don't have enough time to get to the final book.
It's almost time, Ryuki.
It is almost time.
Ready? We haven't even gotten close to the truth.
We have not. And back we go. Well, honestly, I am very tired. And I have to go to bed. I have to go. I'm sorry. I need to go to bed. We're gonna have to say goodnight and take up with Tokiko Somnium next time. So what did we learn this time? Well, we learned that possibly we live in a simulation and we need to get out of it. We need to become a terror to open a tear in the veil that separates the simulation and reality. And maybe we have to kill people to do that through mysterious means. It could be, but it's not like Naix would do that. Naix would never do something like that. That's not what they're about. Excuse me, sir. That is not what our fine, non-religious establishment is about. It's about emancipation, not murder. And so we had to put her in the chair and then try to learn her secrets by rotating eyeballs and closing books. And then there was the one more book, and we did not get to the one more book. We will have to learn the secrets of the one more book next time. Are we getting anywhere in this case? It's hard to say. I still think that we should have talked to Chikara. I think we should have talked to him after we found out in his Somnium that he was thinking about experiments of splitting people in half and then taking halves of their brain and smashing them together to make a super person. I feel like that would have been a pretty good path to take it on, but we didn't. Rather, we went to see Naix, and now Chikara's dead, and the best we can do is look in the brain of this woman who just likes thinking about eyeballs and books and computer simulations. We will get to the end of her simulation of her Somnium next time in AI, the Somnium Files. Nirvana Initiative. Hey, we saw the word Nirvana. It was mentioned that Tokiko exists now in Nirvana. So, I don't know, maybe we're going to learn about what the Nirvana Initiative is. Maybe that is the whole... Maybe that's the name of the move of whatever it is to tear the hole in reality of the simulation and get to reality. Maybe we're going to get there next time. We will find out. I'll see you then.